good morning, or good afternoon, or I don't know where you are right now, maybe be good night to my friends, my sisters and brothers, everyone that might be watching this video today. Don't forget to subscribe down below. Today we're going to learn about the Prolegomena. This funny word, what it means is, it is an essay or introduction to a book that is being written. In the case of Allan Kardec, this essay or this introduction, it is from the book, the Spirit's book. And when we are talking about the Spirit books, Allan Kardec goes a little bit further that what the facts and what is being said on this book. The meaning of all my videos, and excuse me for a little bit of a cough here, where I am is a little bit cold and nothing better than sip of a cough sometimes. So, what Allan Kardec and the purpose of this book, and that's why I am talking about that, the Prolegomena. Now instead, when we start the chapter 1, I gave a lot of the introduction of the author, what she was saying, who he was, where he was grow up, how did he become who he is, Allan Kardec, the pseudonym that he used instead of Léon Denisard Hippolyte Rival. And then we have a very interesting points about the Prolegomena and why they told us all that. So let's start with now more belongings about that. The number 1 point, Kardec says, phenomena which are inexplicable by known laws are occurring all over the world and revealing the action of a free and intelligent will as their cause. So all the actions that happen all over the world, it is by free will and is done by a cause. Also, the reason tells us that an intelligent effect must have an intelligent force. It is cause. As we studied before, every effect has a cause, but in this case, it is an intelligent fact with effect that I have an intelligent, it is cause. Number 3, the facts have proved that this force is able to enter communications with the men by the employment of material things, and that it started with the tables turning. That was the first element they used it back in France when the turning tables, they were elevating, they were tapping, they were making sounds, they will answer with a yes or no. When the people asking the questions, the table will answer with the sounds. So those are the elements back in France. Therefore, the existence of spirits has been revealed to us. Communication between the spiritual world and the corporeal world, it is in the nature of things and has nothing supernatural. So this communication that happened between the spiritual world and the material world or the physical world is nothing supernatural. It's something that should be naturally that happen between us, physical world, with the spiritual world. Later on, not now, but when we are more deep in our studies, I'm going to post some orbs that happen inside my house, and I will post those videos later on, not now, after we study a little bit more the spirit of the books. Okay, this is common inside my house. I'm not scared. I have no problem with this. It happened more than once. My friends, close friends, already saw those videos, and it's not like people think. It's nothing something that you have to be scared of it. Okay? It's not a spectacle. It's not something to make fun of it. It's not something for you to make money of it. It lives with you. Okay? Orbs are something that is spirits, and it is a light spirit, the spirits of light. Because the spirits of light don't need light. They have light on their own. Sometimes when you think about spirits, you think they have a body like us. But sometimes, no. It just is a form, a round form, that you can see the light on it. They don't need to put a candle for them. They don't need to make an spectacle of it. It's just the light itself that bounces from one place to another, and sometimes you can see a bunch of them like you guys will see when I post it. Okay? Not now, after, later on, when we learn more about the Spirit's book. Okay? Now, the other one, traces of existence are to be found among all nations and every age. They are now becoming general and evident to all. Remember that the Spirit's book was written in 1857 and publicized in 1860. When Allan Kardec wrote the Prolegomena, he was talking about the future. Because when they say traces of existence are to be found all among all nations in every age, we know now in 2020 the archaeologists has been discovered on the pyramids, back in Jerusalem, back all over the world, signs of it in caves, on the tombs, that the people have encountered the physical world with the spiritual world has been communicating with us for centuries. That is not something new. I mentioned before and I will mention again. If you do watch it, The Story of God with the Morgan Freeman, you will see on this series when he traveled all over the world, and unfortunately he didn't mention the Spiritism, but he also mentioned many other religions and the archaeologists that shows on the walls the people that wrote on the walls all the things they wrote on the walls that prove the connection, the physical world with the spiritual world. People that are indigenous, they believe the connection from the physical world with the spiritual world in many different ways. So this is not something supernatural. It's natural for many cultures, which the spirits are teaching us here on the Prolegomena. Okay? And then they come and they say more to us. Let me see where I am. I forgot. Spirits assure us that the time appointed by Providence for a universal manifestation of their existence has now come, and that the mission as the ministers of God and the instruments of His will, it is to inaugurate it through the instructions they are charged to convey to us as a new era of regeneration for the human race. This book, number 10, I put it in items, okay? This book, it is a compilation of their teaching and has been written by the author and under the dictation of spirits of high degrees. So all the spirits of a high degrees dictation the book to Allan Kardec for the purpose of establishing the basis of a rational philosophy. So this philosophy is rational, not just based on faith, but is a rational philosophy, free from the influence of prejudice and preconceived opinion. So no opinions that we have before of prejudice. Many of the spirits who have taken part in the accomplishment of this task declare themselves to have been persons who we know to have lived at different epochs upon the earth, preaching and practicing virtue and wisdom of the names of orders. History has preserved no trace, but their elevation is attested by the purity of the doctrine and their union with those who bear venerable names. So the spirits we are talking about here, the high grades of the spirits, the degrees they have, are some of them that me or you may did not know at that point in time, but history has traces of them. History know who they are by the purity of the teachings, the way they present themselves. Okay? This book was transcribed and written through the intermediary of various mediums. The mission of preparing in the book was confided to the writer. So we know that in the beginning was told to us that Allan Kardec, he has gone twice a week, about 2 years, to see those ladies, and then he also communicated with the different mediums to receive the spirit of books. Okay? Because he has to communicate with the different mediums, because otherwise it's gonna be kind of like just those, why just those? So to not have any type of a confusion, you will communicate with the different mediums to have this book to be dictated. Okay? We'll continue.